We gonna kick it off like this, man. We gonna get right into it. To all my people who still watch wrestling, man, this is episode 86.
Yeah.
Yes, we still watch wrestling, man. Dennis here, Shaq is here, man. Shout out to our brother Chili.
Special shout out to our brother Chili. We ain't gonna put all your business out there, but
Yeah.
the brother is
Yeah.
making moves, man. Like I said, he's still a part of the
Yeah.
family. He just had to, he had to grind and lock in for a quick season, man. But sometimes when you grind and lock in, great things happen.
Yeah.
We talk to the homie every day, man. But he's matter of fact, I'm gonna see him tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the boy. I'll let him tell everything, but just the boy is doing all right for himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he doing
What the
good,
movie
man.
quote say? When I say the boy got his own money, but the boy's got his own money.
Yeah, he doing good, man. We
So
proud of
shout
the
out to
bro.
our brother Willie, man. Keep on making the world proud, man. Keep on making Mom Dukes in the Hood proud.
Before we get into the world of wrestling, well, actually, no, before we get into like the actual stories that's going on from Roman and Seth's epic promo Monday to we got a new AEW World Heavyweight Champ, all this stuff. Before we talk about all that, brother, I have a icebreaker for you. This is how we're gonna start. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. We not doing a blind ranking because I feel like I was gonna let you choose between a blind ranking or a don't speak. But I'm not going. We not going.
Them motherfuckers. You be the blind ranking.
But this is Shaq, I'm telling you, this is tough. This is tough, dog.
Life is
This
tough,
list
dog.
is tough.
I'm a soldier. Life is tough.
This list is tough. So here's what we gonna do. This is probably gonna be your toughest one yet. All right. So I have a list of 20 wrestlers.
20.
This is all
20.
This yeah. You're not ranking them.
Okay,
you're not ranking them. You're not ranking them. I have a list. If it was a blind ranking, I would have shrunk this down to about 7. You have a list of 20 wrestlers.
Okay.
And some heavy hitters on this list. This ain't no easy warm up or anything like that. This is based on in-ring wrestling / performance. So we're gonna combine the two. So some people will say, one thing about to be an in-ring wrestler is one thing to be an in-ring performer. So for example, some people say the best in-ring performer is Shawn Michaels. Some people say the best in-ring wrestler might be Bryan Danielson, something like that. So we're gonna combine the two. All right. You cannot speak. You can't say a word, nothing. You can't utter a syllable, nothing, until you hear a better in-ring performer or wrestler at their peak than our new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Omega. That is it. That is the assignment. All right?
At their peak.
At their peak. At their peak.
All right,
all right, let's go. So, Black and Gold era Johnny Wrestler, Jushin Liger, Randy Orton, Dynamite Kid, Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Finn Balor, Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, oh man, Eddie Guerrero, Sting. All right. Let's see. I skipped somebody. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Did I say Finn Balor already?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Finn Balor. Okay. Bryan Danielson. Ric Flair.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop right there. Yeah, I'll stop.
What, Bryan Danielson?
I'll stop right there. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to tell you the rest of the list.
I'll stop right there. Ric Flair Ric Flair would have got him too.
Okay. And then the last, because I think it was 5 left. I didn't say Okada, so Okada was still there. I was going to end the last one with Will Ospreay. That was going to be last because it's what we're about to talk about. But also on this list, the other 3 names I had was AJ Styles and Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels.
All of those would have got him. Any one of those would have got him. The issue with Kurt, right? People, I would say the stands really don't know because he did his best work in TNA.
Yeah.
His TNA run was something legendary. So a lot of people don't know that TNA was putting on when Kurt Angle was there. He was like their first big acquisition. So yeah,
right.
TNA Kurt, when he was named the nickname that he doesn't like to be called.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Kurt was a god at TNA.
You almost spoke on Macho Man.
Almost. Before Mania was that 25, that's my favorite wrestling match of all time. Macho Man.
So you see why I ain't have you do a blind ranking.
I would have failed that.
The blind ranking, that would have been a setup because it's even if I would have said it's some heavy hitters on this list, I mean, still, that would have been tough. So, all right, so we stopped. Macho, what name we stopped on? No, we stopped on Brian
I
Danielson.
think on
Okay.
BD, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, cool. Well, let's go right into that then. So, if you don't know, we have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. A lot of people thought, well, not a lot of people. Some people thought if this was going to happen, it was going to happen at AEW Redemption, but it didn't. Excuse me. It happened at AEW Dynamite Spring Break, where Kenny Omega beat MJF. So this is very interesting because I think we all had it penciled in for it to be MJF
Yes, yeah.
versus
Versus
Will
Ospreay.
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they went in an entirely different direction. It seems like it's going to be a passing of the torch match. We don't even know if this is going to be Kenny Omega's last match or not. So, what are your thoughts on first him winning the title? Do you think it was a good move? Do you think they should have stuck with MJF? And how you feel about this upcoming match with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay?
It was a great match, a great TV match at that.
Yeah, for sure.
And the rumors already saying that MJF is hurt. Like, he's really hurt, so that's why they
Mm,
get his knee is hurt. That's why they got the title off him quick. I wasn't expecting it. I really thought it was gonna be MJF versus Osprey
me
at
too.
Wembley for the storyline purposes, but the Omega the Omega Osprey would have been the better match for sure. But now
Mm,
I can see how they can tie it in to where this is like the passing of the torch match to where, Omega is clearly towards the end of his career and Osprey
right.
is about 9 years younger, I think, than Kenny, maybe something
Hmm.
around there. So
Yeah.
I can see how they could tie that in. But it was a great match. I didn't think they were gonna do it until I read the reports that, MJF is hurt and he has to rehab his knee. So I'm all for it. And MJF is a person like he doesn't really need the title. Like
He doesn't.
you put him in any storyline and he's gonna shine and put on a great match. He's gonna do great promos. So, and I think he's really better with the chase. He's
Right.
and then he gets the title and then he could put on somewhere else. But yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. And it also I was like, since when they announced it was gonna be Omega versus Osprey, I think they sold like 1,500 tickets or something like that once they announced it.
Yeah.
So it gave them a boost in ticket sales. So I'm
They
not mad at it
did.
at all.
So they and we're gonna talk about that, but I honestly I thought it was a dope move. I didn't know MJF was hurt. So if he's hurt, it makes 100% sense. But even if he wasn't hurt, I still think it's in the match makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's a more. I think people wanted to see. I think we expected it to be MJF based on how the Iron Man match went, and MJF winning that match, and this would be his actual get back.
Yeah.
But as far as I don't know if people remember, but last year when they had All In, I argued that Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm should have been the main event, but they called it a triple main event. But the match after that was Kenny Omega and Okada, and I felt like that should have been the match before Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm. And when the match actually happened, like that that stare down, and you
Mhm.
let the crowd just get into it, that was when I understood. I was like, okay, this is why. You know what I'm saying? This is why. Because of the energy, the big fight feel and stuff like that. I feel like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are gonna have that same thing, that same impact, and especially being in Wembley in London. So I'm glad they went that direction. There's also a big debate right now about All In and SummerSlam. So a report came out, and we already know the answer to this riddle. We already know what the answer is, but report came out that WWE officials are not happy with the amount of ticket sales for SummerSlam. So it was a comparison done recently. Shout out to Santi Zap, man. If you don't follow Santi Zap, he did a very good breakdown of like where they are as far as like seating and stuff like that. And I don't want to misquote him or I don't want to misquote the situation, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he has set up for SummerSlam about 29 to 30,000 people for as far as seating.
A lot of people. I think it was 29,000
Yeah.
and change, yeah.
And the amount of tickets that's been sold so far is like 21 or 22,000. And then for AEW has set up about 30 to 33,000, if I'm not mistaken. And the amount of tickets they have sold is around like 28, 29,000. And SummerSlam is about a month out, less than a month out. Wembley is about almost a month out. So the answer to this riddle is the prices, the ticket prices. I mean, I think that's like I tell you like this. I actually randomly looked up All Out, because All Out is in Chicago. I got family in Chicago, so I'm not going, but if it was something I was interested in, like that would be a show I would
Never
try to go
never
to. Yeah, so literally for the price of the ticket, that's not granted. All I know, All Out is not it's not in the stadium. It's in an arena. It's in a small arena in Chicago. It's not even an all-state arena. It's like a smaller arena that they use in Chicago. But for the same price that you can get a ticket for at SummerSlam, you can get a front row seat at All Out. Like, so I'm gonna say that again. For the same price, you can get a ticket, a decent ticket for SummerSlam. You can get a front row ticket at All Out. So I think ticket prices is the main thing. But what's your thoughts on that, bro?
it's always ticket prices. I don't understand why they can't see. So a lot of sometimes with corporations, it's just always the bottom line. Well, damn hell, we gotta. So if it's the ticket prices, why is it a full arena then? Like that's their logic. Like why are we almost full? Like that's their logic. They can't see that. Okay, yeah, but almost full is not. You got it spaced out for 32,000, and you only got
Yeah.
24,000 tickets, 25,000 tickets. That's you leaving money on the table.
I know there's a such thing as inflation. We all get that. But I just wanna let y'all know, like when we went to WrestleMania 33, we had lower level seats. We went on
Yeah,
the floor, but we had lower level seats.
right by the stage. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and those tickets was $150, including the tax.
That's how much they
Like,
remember. I sure these bought them.
yeah,
Some
they
of
was
them, some of them
$150.
RIP, no longer to be named, and
Yeah, so
the other two are still ones still in the picture.
yeah, $150. They were $150,
That's
bro, for
it.
WrestleMania. For WrestleMania
Yeah,
tickets.
we had
I lied
great
to you now.
seats.
And we had great seats, bro. We had
That's
great
more than
seats.
deflation, bro. That's like,
That's more than inflation, yeah.
and it's a thing with America. Like I had a homegirl when, and it's a lot of duality when my homegirl she wanted to go to Beyonce when Beyonce had her tour, and she was like, "Yo, I can't afford this." It was cheaper, literally cheaper for her to buy a ticket in Paris, get a flight to go
Mhm.
to that show than to buy
Yeah,
tickets in Jersey. Like that's
yeah.
insane. Like,
That's
and it's almost
insane,
like
bro.
they just did a study where it's cheaper to buy a flight and go to Disney World in Japan than it is to go to Disney World in the United States.
So I
Like
mean,
that's
it's saying
crazy to me. Like that makes no sense. Even the people are complaining how all of us are complaining how they priced us out of the World Cup. Like we couldn't afford to go to the World. I wanted to go. I wanted to take my pops, and
no
like
way.
I couldn't afford it. Like I really want to take my pops to the World Cup, at least in one game. And
Yeah.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
No way. So I mean, it's one of those things where you got corporate greed in it too. Like with the money that WWE does in merchandise and sales out the gate and stuff like that, they don't have to like in order for you to get a decent ticket at SummerSlam. So when I say decent, I'm talking lower. I'm not even talking the floor. I'm talking lower level right now in the mid section. Right, you're gonna pay anywhere between 300 and 450. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they're going for right now. Anywhere between 300 and 450 for lower level and mid. You trying to get on the floor, you playing at least 600. At least 600. You know what I mean? And I don't for lower level and mid level seats, I think that's a little expensive, you know what I'm saying? But that's the main problem. It's not the product. Like this SummerSlam card is looking all right so far. Like the only match that I don't really care for, and we could talk about it. I ain't gonna say I don't care for it, but the Usos and Jacob versus Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys. I don't. I that's the only match that I got questions about. But other than that, the rest of the card looks that. So it's not a thing about the product. It's just the ticket prices, man. So but they have been lowering it though. I just gave you those ticket prices based on last week. A month ago, that increased that by 200. A decent ticket a month ago was $500. It's 500. Crazy, bro. Crazy. So yeah. But yeah, matter of fact, let's all right, let me say this real quick. In regards to what I just said about that match, I
Bush
don't like
was
the
the
fact
tag match.
the tag match, yeah. I don't like the fact that Solo is in it.
Well, his brother's kind of going through things allegedly right now.
I don't it just seemed like something that's just thrown
Just
together
put it together. Just put it together.
unless Solo gonna see the light and join the family.
They did that already. He faked them out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just tough. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm very interested to see what they're doing with Solo. Like it's a lot of people that we trying to figure out what they about to do creative direction wise. Solo is one of them. You got Braun Breaker, who's reportedly unhappy with where his character's going. What you think about what's going on with Braun right now? You think they should put him back in the picture to get a push, or what you think about what's going on with
So
Braun?
if they put him in the world title picture, who are you taking out?
That's $1 million question. That is the $1 million question. Who
Right?
are you
Is he
taking out?
dope? Is he the future? Yeah, without a doubt. Sometimes the future
Uh,
gotta wait.
unless you
Sometimes,
Obafemi.
yeah, some yeah, well, the only like, and are we all hyped for Oba? Without a doubt, right? I just don't want what happened to Oba to happen. What happened to Kofi? What happened to Big E? What happened to Jay? Like you get your moment in the sun, they let you shine for your 30 seconds. And after that, that's it. No other title shots. Nah, you lost the title. You won the title. We gave you your shine. We get all the Instagram posts, and then that's it. Yeah, out the title.
They can't. They can't do that with Oba. You can't do that with Oba.
They
Like they wouldn't have no
they
choice.
do what they want.
Not, they do. Yes, they do what they want, but at the same time, Oba is a needle mover. Like Jay sells merchandise, right? But Jay's not Jay. As much as I got the Yeet shirt on right now, like you know, what I'm saying I'm a big Jay fan, but Jay's not a pillar. Oba is a pillar. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Jay, that's the difference. Like Oba is like a foundational piece for the future. That's locked and sealed. This man they feel so greatly about Oba. They confirmed it this week that the original plan for SummerSlam was for Gunther to retire Brock at SummerSlam.
Mhm,
Oba
mhm.
is so undeniable right now that they altered that entire plan. Oba literally changed the trajectory of two people, Gunther and Braun. Gunther went from about to retire Brock to now he about to have a match with Nick Aldis. You know what I'm saying? Braun unless they defending the tag titles, Braun might not even be on the SummerSlam card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you a pillar, like it's certain stuff is undeniable. And Braun might be, they might look at him as a pillar himself. But this is the other interesting part. When Triple H named his future main eventers, Braun won't in there. He said
Mhm.
Solo, Trick, Javon, and Oba. He said those are four. You know what I'm saying? That I guarantee.
He could take Trick out and put Solo in.
I mean, he did. He said Solo, Trick, Javon, and
Oh, no, he
and
could
Oba.
take Trick out and put Braun in. Yeah, take Trick out. Trick can go. No issue with that.
But he said those are four that he guaranteed will main event a WrestleMania soon. So like we gotta see what happens with Braun. As far as the vision, I'm gonna be honest with you. This may be a hot take. They kind of set. It seems like to me they setting up Austin Theory to kind of be like the main guy in the vision right now. With him, that's what it's looking like. With him and Maxine, yeah, it kind of look like they setting up now. The Vision got a lot of people thought that they was just gonna end the Vision. I don't think that's gonna happen no time soon. Cause you still got Bronson Reed that's due to come back. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. I do have a question for you though, in regards to it.
What's happening?
Next month will be the 1 year anniversary of an epic promo. And a lot of people not it's no speculation, but a lot of people are anticipating this. Whose return are you looking more forward to when it does eventually happen? Bronson Reed or Naomi?
Naomi.
Yo, Naomi, I got a feeling, yo, when
'Cause
Naomi
she gotta
gets
come back and go scorch earth. She has to. She has to.
Scorch Earth, yo, Scorch Earth, and I will say this real quick, for anybody that's upset about the Street Profits losing the tag titles, Bianca's about to have that baby soon. Like if you look at them pictures she posted recently, it's only a matter of time. So I mean, from that, I forgot about that. From that perspective, it makes sense. But Naomi's gonna go scorch earth when she comes back. That's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. Three more things and then we out real quick. So reports are saying that AEW is gearing for a debut of. We don't know what their tag team name is gonna be, but we just got called in a new day into they tell us exactly what their name is going to be, but they say it's not a matter of if, it's
And
when.
just win.
And right, yeah, and right, they haven't signed anything yet, so we're not here reporting that they
But they're
signed. They
preparing
haven't
for it.
signed,
Yeah.
but their writers are already preparing for their debut, how they're gonna debut and stuff like that. So my $1 million question to you is, if you was in that writer's room, how would you book their debut? How should they debut?
Okay, so
And who should be their first rival?
right. So with a return like that, you would think they're gonna be faces, right?
Hmm.
Like, even though we know they can play heels, right? We know they can. But I think off matter of fact, I want them to be heels, but I don't want them to be in a title picture right away. Like at least let them earn that just a little bit. If they come back in faces, they can F
Okay.
FTR is always good. Or if you want to start them lower tier, like you don't have to like mainly push them right to the tag title. Since something like the Gun Club would be all right. With with
Yeah.
Billy's kids, like start them there, and then they do programs, work their way up. But if we shooting them straight to the top, you could do FTR. But if they come back as heels, I don't see no other way than attacking Edge. Their name's Edge and Chris. Edge and Christian
Yeah.
come back
Yeah.
and attacking that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a
I,
question. If we know they're coming, right? Pause. In the company, we know they're signed. Let's just say it's going to be in London, right? That's when they're going to debut. What I have to ask you, you make the decision. Do we announce it, like to get more people to buy the product, or do we do what all wrestling fans like and keep it as a surprise? Like nobody know they're signed, but it's up to you to say, do you announce it or do you keep it as a surprise return?
if they if their if their debut is if the plan is for them to come out and attack somebody, I keep it as a surprise. If they're having a match, I'm gonna announce that. If they're having a match, you gotta announce that to sell those tickets.
They
But
could they could
but
do it like how they did CM Punk or Mercedes Moné. Like they didn't outright say it was them, but everything they were doing were letting you know that it was them. Like they never
I mean,
outright
you could
said that CM Punk is debuting. They never outright said Mercedes Moné is debuting. But like
they
we knew what they
that's
were doing, it was them.
that's different though. Like, all right, the New Day is legends, but it's levels to this. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? They
Uh-huh.
are legends, but they not on the same legendary status as CM Punk, if that makes sense.
They're
You
not.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's different. So, and it's not like they're solo stars. It's only in rare occasions like the Young Bucks where tag teams can be more popular than a lot of individual superstars. So, I do think for the New Day, I do think they would have to announce that. The only way you keep that as a surprise is if the New Day is so popular. Now, granted, we don't know how popular they're gonna be in AEW. They might rock it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But
I
as of
think
right now,
AEW is for true wrestling fans. I think they're gonna be very popular.
so only if it's a situation where you think they on the status of the Young Bucks, where you keep that as a surprise. You know what I mean? When you don't announce that. If you don't think they are the same level of popularity as the Young Bucks, then I would announce that personally. Cause I mean, it won't hurt. It ain't like they sold out, and you know what I'm saying. It won't hurt. Now, all of this changes if Wembley sells out before that. When Wembley sells out, then you can keep it as a surprise. You know what I mean? But if it's not, the goal is to sell out. So we trying to sell out, then I'm gonna announce it for sure. Or
Yeah, I
either like you
mean,
just said, do stuff to make it obvious without saying it that it's gonna be them. You know what I mean?
yeah, that
Um,
night Adam Cole was a surprise, DB was a surprise. I think the only
yeah,
person they ever announced was Sting.
yeah. They had already sold out a lot of that stuff
Got
too.
you.
You
That
know what I
makes
mean?
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, so yeah. So we're gonna see what they do with their debut, man. It should be very interesting. One more thing before we get into the main thing I want to talk about.
Mhm.
Sammy. Is Sammy gonna make this SummerSlam card?
Goes back to what I was just saying. They give you that little piece of fame, and then that's it.
That's it, right?
And then you just go back to obscurity. I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
crazy if they
I
don't.
don't know.
If they don't make this card, if he doesn't make this, I said they. If he doesn't make this card, yo, that
Because SummerSlam's next week, right?
nah, it's 2 weeks
2 weeks.
from now. Yeah,
So
two
the title
weeks.
match is already set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gunther has his match.
Yeah.
What do you put him as a special guest referee in Gunther's match or something like that? Like I'm trying to think, where would he? He hasn't started a program by anybody yet.
Hopefully he starts one soon. Cause man. That's
Goes
crazy.
goes back to what I
That's
said, dog. Yeah, you read that talk purity, my G.
that's crazy, man. But yeah. All right, bet. So there's one more thing. I almost forgot. And we can talk about this real quick. We didn't acknowledge that the other world title match they made, the WWE Undisputed Championship match at SummerSlam, is going to be Cody versus CM Punk. How are you feeling about that match right now?
If CM Punk doesn't win, for like, what was the point? Like,
Yeah.
if CM Punk doesn't win that match, what's the point of taking the title off Sammy? You could have did the rematch and have Cody beat Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. Like I won't understand. So for that reason alone, I have to pick CM Punk. Like there'd have been no reason to take the belt off Sammy.
No, I'm just saying in general, how do you feel about that match right now?
Oh, the match, like the issue, the match is going to be a banger. Like the match is going to be great. The promos are going to
Yeah.
be great. They're probably going
Yeah.
to get personal pretty soon. You know, even though they really
Yeah.
are like legit friends, Cody. You know, as
Mm,
Punk was his mentor, like stuff like that. Because when he left, his dad told him to take care of him and stuff
mm,
like that. Like, so the match is going to be great. The story is there. I just don't understand why you had to take the belt off Sammy. Everything is here, needle movers here, short, without a doubt. I mean, you know, CM Punk right now is my favorite wrestler. Like, so,
mm.
but sometimes I'm happy for the little guy. Pause.
So I'm gonna say this, like as far as the hype, like you said, the promos are gonna be great. Even though I don't like the build up for the same reason we said about Seth and Roman is understandable. You could tell that this has been their plan all along. You could tell this is
Mm-hmm.
the match that they wanted to happen at SummerSlam because they set it
Mm-hmm.
up the night after WrestleMania with that promo with Punk, even down to when Punk came out the night after WrestleMania, he looked at Cody. Cody had the black eye. He was like, "How's your eye?" That's the first thing he said to him. And then CM Punk, I'm sorry, Cody said the same thing back to him Friday for their promo or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So you could tell this is what they wanted to do all along, which is fine. I'll do you one better. Forget taking the belt off of Sammy. Why even put the belt on him to begin with?
Why put it on what?
You
Saudi,
did,
the Saudi pop.
look, WrestleMania is there next year. We could have waited.
That
We could have
very
waited.
true. Very
Don't get me wrong. Like
true. Also,
I'm not saying I don't understand why they took the belt off him either. But I think the even bigger point is why even put the belt on them because they're back in Saudi next year. Now, if you imagine if Sammy like would have lost in like a crazy way, he continues to have this meltdown, and then it finally happens at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's an even bigger moment. You know what I mean? Now, granted, it's a huge moment because of how much of a shocker it was. But think about it: 2 weeks later, you know what I'm saying? We not talking about how shocking of a moment that was. Now we talking about justice for Sammy again. You know what I mean? So I would have rather them just wait to Mania. Or, you know what I'm saying, him win money in the bank or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, and you know what I would love actually? They not gonna do it. I mean, they definitely not gonna do it. But I wouldn't mind a fatal four-way between Punk, Cody, Seth, I mean not Seth, Punk, Cody, Gunther, and Sammy. I wouldn't mind a fatal four way between them two. You already doing
well, Gunther,
the, t-
Gunther's
the
preoccupied right now.
you already doing the tag match at Saturday night's main event. I mean, minus that storyline, like if they hadn't done because we don't need a Nick Aldis match. I'm gonna just be I'm gonna be the one to say it. We don't need a Nick Aldis match. I get it, but we don't need
I
it.
beg, I beg to differ. Nick
Why do
Aldis is
we
kind of dope. Nick Aldis
he's
is kind of
dope,
dope.
but do we
Nick Aldis is kind of
need
dope.
a Nick Aldis match? Do we need
Well,
that? Want and need is
need
two different things. Like, do we need that?
got you.
You know what I'm saying? Is it something we might want to see? Yeah, but do we need that? Like, if they would if you was in that writers' room and they said we either gonna do a fatal four way between Punk, Sammy, Gunther, and Cody, or we're gonna do just Cody versus Punk, and we're gonna do Nick Aldis versus Gunther. Which one you choosing?
Me selfishly the fatal four way.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think we needed, you know what I'm saying, a Nick Aldis match. I mean, once again, I want to see it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we needed that. I think Nick Aldis. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Nick Aldis and Gunther got a chance to steal the show. I do. I think got
I
it.
won't argue. I
So
won't
you've got
argue.
a chance to steal the show, but we don't need it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like it's gonna be a hell of a match. It's rumored to main event night one. You were right. Because you called it last week. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just like I said, like I would just prefer. I even get why you wouldn't want Sammy, why you don't have Sammy walking in, even though I think you sell more tickets with Sammy walking in SummerSlam as a champion. I
All
do.
the
Now
underdog, all the underdogs. I do too.
the underdog, yeah, because now granted, I don't think WWE anticipated the reaction, the love that Sammy got.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
You
did.
think so?
Yes, they did.
What if they
Like
did?
they're not fools. Like they know there are certain wrestlers that are like loved by the IWC. They're loved by the fans. They're not fools. Like they know Sammy is one of those wrestlers that's loved. They're always like that. Sammy ain't never get the shot. Sammy ain't
Yeah.
never get the fair shake. And now they know that. They
I
know
would
that.
love to see
They knew
that.
that's the reaction we were gonna get.
You know how you said in the beginning of the show that they sold like more tickets once it became official that was going to be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay.
Hmm.
I would
Hmm.
love to see how many more tickets they sold once it was announced it's going to be Cody versus CM Punk. I would love to see that stat, those numbers. I would love to see it. 'Cause, I mean, I could be wrong. They might have sold 2,000 more tickets. Who knows, right? Um, but I just think it would have been better and less predictable had they kept Sammy in that title picture. But man, we gonna see. But this past Monday, we had an epic promo between Seth and Roman. I honestly wasn't expecting that. But Roman absolutely laid into Seth, yo. He absolutely cooked Seth. If you didn't see it, he absolutely cooked Seth. He made mention of the fact that all Seth do is win and get hurt. He made mention of the fact that pretty much and I didn't even think about it like this, but he was talking about the vision when he said they practically gave you all my stuff. He was talking about Paul Heyman. He was talking about the vision. And it was like you still can walk in my shoes. He made mention of the fact that Seth, like, cause Seth used the Money in the Bank thing against him last week, and then this week
Hmm.
he like, dang, like all these years later, you still need Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying?
To
To
win
win
the
the
title.
title.
Yeah.
He laid into him. What you think about the promo, man?
I
And I
love
don't
like
go ahead.
go ahead. What were you saying?
Now, I was just gonna say real quick. Some people are calling this Roman's greatest promo. I'm not on that fence. I don't think it's his greatest promo at all. I think his promo against CM Punk, the first one, that I hate you promo, I think that was better than this. But that's just me. But you go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, like it's like I'm not gonna doubt the match. I'm not gonna doubt anything. It was dope, and sometimes like the story sells itself. Like they could do nothing at all,
Yeah.
and the match is there because fans know the build up
Hmm.
and the history of everything.
Yeah.
So dope, and like I said, he got that one. Roman's up one right now because
Yeah.
that you need the Money in the Bank briefcase. Your daddy Triple H is in charge, stuff like that. Like yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
how
And
you
then
gonna fight? How you gonna fight your back, Seth?
I like the fact that when they had that brawl, Seth pretty much walked out. Um, Still standing on his feet. You know what I'm saying? They let the well, I mean, I don't even know what to call like Seth a babyface right now. Is he? I
Seth the
guess
baby.
he is.
Seth the baby.
Yeah, I guess he is. I guess it's face versus face or face versus tweener or whatever you want
He's
to
not a
put
part
it.
of the division anymore. Seth the baby face.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is how you hype up a main event because that's exactly what they did. Like, if you didn't want to see that match before, you definitely want to see it now because there's a lot of Roman pretty much laid out all the layers to it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this is dope. I like that. I like that. That was a fire promo for Roman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, man, it should be a fire. We're gonna have a dope couple weeks leading up to that, so it should be cool, man. All right, bro, you got anything for us, or we out of here?
Nah, we out of here.
All right, bet. Well, yeah, man. To all my people who still watch wrestling, appreciate y'all tuning in to episode 86. Make sure you like and subscribe to the content. We on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We on Spotify. We on Amazon Podcast. We on Apple Podcasts, man. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to the content, engage with us, man. But until next time, y'all have a blessed and safe week. Be safe out here. We love
Always.
y'all, man. And until next time, peace.
Peace out, man. Love y'all.